Just 5 miles south of the geographic center of the state of Michigan sits Cadillac, a town visited by European traders for many years, but not settled until the 1800s because the land was thick with tall white pines, wetlands, and steep hills.
And there was something called a shintangle, which is a hemlock growth that grew about 6 feet and then fell over, so it made it almost impossible to walk through this area.
There was no way to move these large trees out of Wexford County because at the time there was no rail service and there was no river travel. But in 1871, George Mitchell, a prominent banker, constructed the Clam Lake Canal, and sawmill owners could now transport lumber, so harvesting began. The Clam Lake Canal was named after the town, then called Clam Lake.
And they didn't think that sounded very sophisticated, so in 1877, they changed the name to Cadillac, named in honor of the founder of Detroit, Antonio Cadillac.
And shortly afterwards, the Shay locomotive came to town.
And but it could only go 10 or 12 miles an hour, but it could go up steep hills, it could go around sharp curves, and so this is exactly what they needed.
Lumbermen from Sweden settled in the area and cleared out all of the white pine.
Cadillac was then very well positioned. The train was here, we were cutting the lumber.
And once all of the white pine was cut, they moved onto hardwoods. And by the early 1900s, Cadillac had the largest flooring plant in the world.
When Mr. Obama invites you to his place for dinner in Washington, D.C., remind him that his feet are resting on flooring that was manufactured by the Cobbs and Mitchell plant in Cadillac.
The lumber industry dominated business, but other manufacturing plants opened as the city began to take shape.
They started building the buildings, the population escalated. The lumber barons, we had no Bernie Madoffs in our crowd in those days. The lumbermen built the churches, they built the schools, they set aside parklands, the cemetery. They built the hospital. And
parks were a major part of the construction of the area, and today Cadillac is still home to federal forests.
The newspaper banner was "City of Quality made possible by men of vision." And I really, really believe that there are some very intelligent, forward-looking people that helped create this town.
Designed with 4 entrances, most of the fast food restaurants and big box stores sit on one end of town, leaving downtown Cadillac free of heavy traffic and open to local businesses.
I'm very confident about the future of this place.